Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, sometimes I always complain about how we just follow narratives and we just follow. It's like The Walking Dead. And I'll talk about that a lot. I'm gonna give you an example from the NBA. An example. We always, right now the NBA has just went totally to three-point shooting to the point of where, you got to do 7 foot tall that gets a high pick and roll, rolls to the basket, get the ball in the zone, and blindly throws the ball to the short corner, right? Way in the damn corner to somebody instead of finishing, right? And that's what was by design, right? It was a game a night and a half ago between Cleveland and Memphis, right? Memphis wins the game. Memphis was winning by 1 point with 20 seconds to go, right? Cleveland has the ball. They walked the ball up slowly. I figured, okay, well, they're going to take the last shot. You know what kind of shot they took? A contested three-point shot, right? 3, 2, 1, and it got blocked. My man Brooks is one of the great defenders in the NBA, blocks the shot, right? It's the worst case scenario you can have. Dummy, either the player or the coach. Damn it, drive the ball to the basket. You're going to probably get fouled or you're going to have a high percentage shot. A three-point, that was just ridiculous. But we were so enamored with the three-point shot that that's what we're doing. The narrative, instead of thinking on your own. That's a dumbass play, period. Right? And that's how we do in all sports, and especially boxing. We let people just tell us stuff instead of using your own eyes. Right? Here's an example of it. We have a big fight signed in the lower weight division, Super-Bantam of 122 pounds, and it's from Naoya Inoue, the monster, who became undisputed at 118 pounds, versus Stephen Fulton, who has 2 belts, I think the WBA and the WBO, in the 122-pound division. Now, these boys are both bad, real bad, right? Naomi just became undisputed and said, okay, I've handled my business at 118. I'm moving up to the next division, 122, and fight the baddest one there. Much props to Inoue, right? He obviously hasn't been in America that many times to find out he does not have to take that fight. But he's, been called the #1 pound for pound lately, right? Irks me because competition is not that of #1 pound for pound, but undisputed. And if you want you to become undisputed and someone puts you in the top pound for pound, they should, because undisputed is undisputed, whatever. Even Josh Taylor, when he was undisputed, if someone wanted to put him in a pound for pound, yes. But they didn't want to do it for Devin Haney. They just did it now because he beat Kambosos twice. But they didn't want to do it for Devin Haney. And he was the real undisputed. And then you had 2 fake undisputeds in Kambosos and Teofimo Lopez who weren't undisputed, and they put them in. I didn't kind of like that. Of course, that's going to irk me. Anybody who comes to this channel knows damn well that's going to irk this brother. So, but Naomi Inoue, they should have just put him in the pound for pound, top 10 somewhere, 8 or something. But to put him at #1 means this is a very, very high profile fight. And Stephen Fulton is someone who's going to test him. Now, I think Naomi's going to win the fight because Stephen Fulton's going to Japan, right? His music, when he goes to Japan, needs to be big in Japan. All right, big in Japan. All right, yeah, we're big in Japan. I don't know no other words, but it was a song called Big in Japan. Walk out to that dude and handle your business. Stephen Fulton has the skills, the talent to give Naomi Inoue issues. I just said when I was looking at Murata and Idam edged that fight against Murata about 5 years ago, and he's the only guy that that got a decision. I'm not sure if Stephen Fulton's going to be able to beat Inoue up enough to get a decision in Japan. I don't know. It's possible. That's why I have Inoue at a slight edge here, because Inoue's a damn good fighter with more punching power than Stephen Fulton, but he's moving up. I think that Inoue can get people up out of there. I think he got 24 wins, 21 by way of knockout, right? So he's not slow and nothing like that. He might be lacking in defense, right? And here's something that speaks for Stephen Fulton is Nonito Donaire. People forget this. That first fight between Nonito Donaire and Naomi Inoue, that was a split decision fight, a barn burner of a fight. And I know for a fact one of the eye sockets for Inoue was fractured. But I think if I can remember, both of them were. And you don't get your eye sockets fractured. We're talking fractured eye sockets. We only talking about somebody fractured Kell Brooks. Remember when Kell Brooks went up 2 weight divisions and actually beat up Golovkin in the first 5 rounds, but Golovkin came and fractured that eye socket and he had to quit? That was an eye socket. And then, of course, once one eye socket get broke, he moved back down to 2 weight divisions down and had to deal with Errol Spence and got the other socket broke. So that's what can happen. Broke eye sockets, but means you getting hit, right? So if a slower Naoya Inoue, who was 38, I think, in that first fight and 40 in the second fight, Stephen Fulton's a lot quicker than that, right? That's why he's going to get pieced up a little bit. But I just think that punching power, and lots of times in things like this, how the voting goes, most of the time the one who's the aggressor gets the nod. Now, Stephen Fulton was also, another thing that's positive about him. He done took 4 O's in a row, right? He took 4 O's in a row. And that Figueroa fight I looked at, and that was a split decision too, because Figueroa was coming at him. He was undefeated at the time. The Figueroa is also not fast, but he's resilient and goes to the body, and he had Stephen Fulton in trouble. And I'm thinking of a guy at that level. Naoya Inoue is not tall like Figueroa, but just say Figueroa and Inoue, talent-wise. I'm going to give the nod to Inoue. So this fight here, I would go 50-50 was on neutral ground. I'm going 55-45 for Inoue because it's not. But it's definitely a good fight. And I don't see too many people going to people's backyards winning so often unless your name is Alexander Usyk or now Devin Haney, right? But Alexander Usyk, definitely, he don't never fight at home, ever, ever. And he goes to your house and beats you by so much that not only the judges and the crowd know damn well who won, right? So that's something exceptional. That's why Alexander is a Hall of Famer to me. I wish both of these guys the best because basically they're giving us a good fight when both of them are still 28, 29 years old, and that's still prime age, and we're getting a good fight, which normally when a guy is just anointed #1 pound for pound instead of deserving it, a lot of times people don't want to see that damn fight. You see what I'm saying? They don't want him to fight anybody hard. Inoue is saying, I don't know what somebody, but it's the next division, and I ain't got time to be fighting somebody who ain't the man. So he's going to handle that business with Stephen Fulton. Stephen Fulton, on the other words, was just letting people not know what really was going down. While people was talking smack like he ain't going to fight him and this and that he was just like, I'm signing the fight. One thing, speaking of not fighting, I remember when Paulie Minaj was talking about Devin Haney ain't going to even fight Lomachenko. I bet 100,000 on it. Then I hear him on the phone with Bill Haney talking about, why you want to bet on that? The reason why I wanted to bet on that is because that's what you were talking smack about, Mr. Malignaggi. You said he wasn't going to fight him. So bet on that first. Then we'll go to the next bet of who going to win. Then you'll be betting 200,000. If that was me on the phone, it wouldn't have been no. We're going to stop here because that's what you told everybody. Devin Haney wasn't going to even fight Lomachenko. We're going to bet on that because your mouth was big. Don't move it on the goalpost. Oh, no, that's not. Why would you want to bet on that? Because you talked, right? So, but anyway, that's just a sidebar. Bottom line is, Naoya Inoue and Stephen Fulton is a big damn fight, and it's extremely, extremely significant. So let's tune in. It's coming soon. I ain't going to even say when because, sometimes they be talking. We don't know exactly when, but soon. Doma Sports Talk Worldwide. And I'm out of here, y'all.